Okay, so my next guest is a great long friend of mine. Uh it's cool to have this guy on. He's we've been through the thick and thin together. We've lived together. He's a
We
good
just met outside. I
yeah.
don't know what he's talking about.
He we we lived together, and he was always great. He always looked out for me, for when I first moved to Edmonton, and I hold I hold a lot of the moments that we have had together close to my heart. And um, not to get too sappy, but this guy is a great guy. He's a good friend. He's a great husband. Um, he's fun to my kids. My wife loves him.
We had some fights.
We've had some fights, but that's the thick.
Yeah,
That's the thick,
yeah, yeah.
or the thin, I guess, depending on how you look at it. But my next guest is my great friend, Josh Reath.
Thanks for having me, Steven.
Yeah, thanks for being on, bro.
Yeah. How long ago did we move to Edmonton now? 15 years?
No, so 2012 was for me. So yeah, so 12 years now.
I was like a year before that.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, did you move before Josh, or did Josh move before you?
I don't know. I came and hung out for a bit, but
Was he here
I
before
feel
you?
like the official move was with you guys. You and Josh. Yeah. We all moved here and tried our life at the big city.
Sometimes I wish I never did.
Really?
Like,
Small town Peace River, Grimshaw.
I don't know if I would have stayed in Peace River, but like, I mean, at the same time, I guess if I didn't move out of Peace River, I probably wouldn't have left Peace River.
Same.
But
Some people went back.
I just want to, I just think I want to be in a small town again. I just think I want to um,
What about small town interests you?
I don't like.
I'm not interested in small towns at all.
I like the. I don't know. See, that's the thing. I work in a small town, right? And so like, for me, like it could just be the glamour of going to a small town for work kind of thing, and then it's all the small town people are friendly with me and stuff like that. And I hear stories about people that work in the city, and just like how, like, people in the city can just be straight up dicks and stuff like that. And like, I think also the way I am, I'm realizing, like, I can hang wherever kind of thing, but for
Yeah.
me it's more just like I'm realizing that I I don't fit in with the city crowd. Even it's funny because I didn't fit in with the small town crowd because I was almost like too city boy kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing, in a
Mm-hmm.
sense, growing up. Um, but now I feel like I'm too hick. Like you can take the boy out of the hick, but you can't take the hick out of the boy, kind of thing.
Do you consider yourself a Burton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I consider, well, yeah, I consider myself redneck, but like with class kind of thing, I think. Like, yeah, like glamping kind of thing.
Glamping. Yeah. I learned something new about you. Your whole Lappian last name you're talking about in your last episode.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. It's
How did you find out about that? You knew your dad was all the time? Is
yeah,
that the
like,
idea?
yeah, they told us, and like, I think that, like, they my grandpa has a lot more stories than if I asked about it, but like, I just never looked into it a lot. But
Your
they
grandparents are officially Lappian?
yeah, they came. So I think he's second generation, like his dad, or first generation, I guess you could say, because his dad came
What
from
can you tell
Latvia.
me about Latvia? I know nothing
It's
about this.
near, like, I think it's like near Ukraine, like
Okay.
in that area.
Okay.
Like, it's like kind of like a Russian type, person kind of thing.
Got
I
it.
believe.
Northern, right on the border.
I believe. I believe they're. Yeah, I believe. I could be wrong. I have no idea. I have no idea.
If only you had a guy that Googled stuff for us
Yeah, I mean,
soon.
yeah, one day. And that's actually what I was thinking too. Like it'd be interesting to like, um, because Jay's saying like let me know what I can do to help and stuff like that, and it's like, well, maybe eventually I'll have her like just taking pictures, or she could just whatever kind of thing. Because it'd be cool to like get like a social media type thing going,
Yeah.
but I feel like I don't have the mental capacity for it. I don't know. If I was doing this full time, then yeah, 100%. Like it'd
Yeah.
be like, okay, I spend this time on this, make sure I take my pictures when I need to take my pictures, whatever kind of thing. Make sure I take my little videos, and then I can do my editing or whatever, and then like, each hour or of the workday is set out for a certain task or whatever.
Yeah.
I'd be able to do that, but but I feel like I'm talking so much.
So I'm asking you the
yeah,
questions.
you're the one asking me.
I'm the interviewer today.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine.
But I'm actually curious about this podcast and how it's been going for you and your experiences so far with these other guys talking to you about it. And what gave you the idea? Like some you've been thinking about for a long time, or
Yeah. So okay. So yeah, I'll start with the idea part. So like I hate working. I hate.
oh my god, me too.
I hate working so much, and it's not that I hate like.
And you're pretty much a truck driver, not to make.
I wish that I was just a truck driver. I wish that it
because
was
you always
like,
enjoy that.
but at the same time, like like I just don't want to be away from my family for too long. I don't want to be away from home from too long, but I don't want to not work. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not that I just want to work from home. Like that's not what I'm saying, but it's like I hate physically working, I guess. I hate the physical aspect of manual labor, like and I wish that, kids stay in school, make sure you dot your T's and cross your I's. I mean, it's the other way around, but that's why I failed. No, no, but like it's just like honestly, it's just like because if you don't, like you have to do these jobs kind of thing, and it's not the funnest.
I always see that meme online where it's like the class clown going to his 14-hour work day because he had to be the funniest guy in the class, and now he's depressed.
Yeah. Well, the funniest guy in the class is usually the one dealing with the most trauma at home, and he's being funny to like, mask it kind of thing.
Ooh,
psychology. I mean, you like every comedian. I don't know if there is a comedian. Maybe Trevor Wallace. Maybe Trevor Wallace might be a comedian that has not had trauma at home.
What makes you think he doesn't have trauma?
Because he's like a California raised kid. I mean, unless like
he's a trust fund baby.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, like if he doesn't make it, it's gonna be okay. But like, no, I'm sure he's like has had a rough time for a Californian.
He got sunburnt.
Yeah. No, but yeah, every comedian or every person who does stuff like this there's always something, like there's always something that's gone wrong in their life that's been super dramatic.
And then they make jokes about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. Who are the comedians you like that you listen to?
I would say, well, right now there's this guy. The first one that came to mind is honestly his name is Charlie Barons. He's this Midwest. He's from the Midwest, and he does this whole like, just like this kind of this character, and it's like, do you hear that? Sometimes, oh, I see. My phone is telling me I should like
got a text message.
Maybe put it in like airplane mode when I'm doing this.
Do you need the Wi-Fi?
No.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so like Midwest is like, so they say like Canada is like the Midwest of, or Midwest is like the USA of Canada, or Canada is like the, or something like that, or whatever. Like basically we're very similar kind of thing in the way they do stuff. They're very like like he just does videos about like, if you're the Midwest nice, like you're just like, and he goes and like shoveling all of his neighbors' driveways and stuff like that. But it's just like I can't explain it very well. But yeah, no,
It's not that guy you sent me, was it? That makes
uh,
a goofy video.
probably not.
Oh no.
I've sent a lot of guys, but I don't know. There's a lot of guys. Shane Gillis is so funny. Is that his name? Shane Giles? I don't know. He's the guy.
Shane Gillis.
Gillis, is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gillis, yeah.
He does all the skits.
Yeah.
It's on Joe Rogan.
Yo,
He's ridiculous.
His skits, like the ISIS Toyota.
Oh,
That's so funny. When he's like talking about like he's like,
they're like, we should lean into it. He's like,
yeah.
no.
And then he like points at the car and he's like, you see this? These bastards are painting these, and it's like terrorists on the car or whatever.
Yeah.
This costs fucking more than the damn car.
He's so funny. I like his stand-ups about the Fox News dad.
I don't know. If
No, you haven't seen
no.
any of his specials?
I've seen his like most recent special, and so I might have. I mean,
Netflix.
I've should have. Yeah, on Netflix. His stuff about the what are those, like the people with Down syndrome, like and how
and he barely missed
yeah,
it.
he's like, no, but with the podcast, what I found with
Shane Gillis will be on in February, I hear, right?
yeah, that'd be sick. Yeah. Yeah. Hit me up, yo.
Yeah, hit him up.
DM me. I don't know the cool lingo or whatever. I'm
I
just
don't
like
know. We'll figure it out.
wagging peace sign kind of thing. No, but
Shane
like
will get it.
it's been a high and low, and I haven't even started it yet. Like it's just I was telling you earlier with just the stress of buying everything and then wanting to just perform and not only like perform because I don't want to waste the money or that we spent on it or anything like that, but like perform because sometimes I feel like this is my last straw. Sometimes you know what I mean, where it's just like mentally I'm just like I can't take this world sometimes, and I need to almost create my own. I have to create my own thing, whether it be, like I know I'm creative in it, and I just like, and so like I need to do something with that, and I need to.
Well, there's a difference between working and working for yourself.
Yeah.
Like we all want to keep our mind active and be using it in creative ways. They say that's good for you, but a regular job is not making you creative. It's a system put in place for productivity.
Yeah.
And there's a job to be done, and you'll fulfill that role, but you're always going to feel like there's something more because you're just it's just to survival, really.
Yeah.
You're not tapping into the creative side of you.
Yeah.
And
survival. Yeah.
Pay the bills. But when you're doing your own thing, you have to start at the beginning, and when you don't know what's going to happen with it. But most podcasts seem to start at the very bottom.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I think they have less equipment than you do.
I know, and like that, and like even one of my friends,
like a webcam laptop.
They're
like, hey,
hey guys, and like they have like guys like right beside them, kind of thing, and it's like it is crazy.
They didn't even clean the apartment.
Yeah, it is crazy. Yeah, like I do feel completely blessed to have this whole setup, and like even just my my coworker, he was saying like sometimes I wish I feel like I'm just like now I have one more thing to fail at, is what I said, said, and he was like, sometimes I wish I had the balls to do something to fail at.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I got to look at it that way too. Is that like, I'm actually doing something. I'm actually, like as much as like I'm complaining about it or, freaking out about it and having like mini panic attacks about it all the time kind of thing, it's like, I'm still doing it, and it's still making it happen. And I mean, like, it might not be the healthiest way, but like, it's the only way I know right now, and it's just like, so I'll just like, I'll just do it this way for a bit. I'll freak out a little bit and like kind of, you know, cry myself to sleep. No, I don't cry myself to sleep. No, I cry myself
Not
to,
anymore.
no, I cry myself when I wake up, kind of thing.
You're
Like,
like, oh, I
I
gotta
have to,
do it again.
yeah, I have to do this all over again.
Takes a lot of motivation because like when you're feeling good with your friends, you're talking about the idea, you're getting the dopamine going, you're hanging out, you had a bunch of cups of coffee, you're like, I could do a podcast. I
Yeah.
could talk all day long.
Yeah.
And then, but daily, monthly, doing it, getting a guest.
Yeah, I mean that even that will be hard, you know what I mean? And like, and that's what I don't want this to be, well, my dream would be able to like make enough with this podcast that I could pay for me and another person, kind of thing. And I would have a couple shows a week.
Yeah.
One of those shows would be maybe like a guest feature or whatever kind of thing, but it doesn't have to be. Once you get to the point where you're established, kind of thing, or like it doesn't always have to be a guest kind of thing. It can be just you and you and that other person or whatever kind of thing, right? And some of those just might be burner episodes that it's just like something to just keep the public happy kind of thing,
Well, you got to get reps in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, the ultimate, like, and then a couple of those episodes as well would be for like skits and like, I want to do like funny stuff too, like I have, yeah, some funny, skits planned that I want to do, that are like making fun of like COVID stuff like that or whatever. But, actually,
needs to be done.
There's one. Did I tell you about him?
No.
There's one that I want to do that it's like basically talking about, like the guy can't talk to anyone in his like office but except through like Zoom meeting kind of thing.
Oh.
And so like he's like walks into like the office like holding a laptop or whatever, and he's like just like walking straight with the laptop. He can't talk to anyone or whatever, and he's very just like focused on his laptop. And then like he gets to the office or whatever, or gets into like the boardroom meeting or whatever, and everybody's talking. And then he like turns on his Zoom meeting, and it like comes up on like the projector screen or whatever kind of thing. He's like, "Hey everybody," and he's like talking to everybody, but everybody's like right beside him or whatever.
Yeah.
But then he starts doing the things that you do at home while you're in a Zoom meeting, and he like takes off his pants and like like stuff like that, and then like at the end of it, basically is like he like props up his phone with like a recording of him like sitting in the Zoom meeting or whatever, and like they're like, "Yo, we know it's you," and then like, "No, it's me right here," and then they end up like just like talking to the phone as he like walks out the door, and like the phone is like the guy that helps him like solve the problem or whatever kind of thing in the boardroom.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. That would come out good.
Yeah. No. So like, yeah, what interests you so much? Like, you were the only. I mean, it's funny actually when I announced it, or when I announced it to our friend group or whatever on our chat. Snugs was the first one. He instantly like just like he followed everything or whatever. Like it was just like instant. Like it was like within like 30 seconds or something like that of me sending it or something like that. And I was like not expecting that at all, just because he doesn't talk to us very much or whatever, or he hadn't in the
Have
chat.
you met the guy?
I've never met him. No. Have you ever met him?
No.
His name's Steve as well, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have 2 Joshes and 2 Steves.
Nice.
I never even thought about that. Sick. But
see, I completed that group, even though I don't contribute to that group chat.
It's just, you said, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. It's all good.
So our audience knows Steven is a professional Call of Duty player as well.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want to be known for it.
Me?
Yeah.
No. No, I mean,
maybe Fortnite.
No, yeah, but like what you you were the only one who were like, you're like, I want to be on your podcast. You were like,
Yeah.
so like, why, yeah, what draws you to that so much?
Oh, well,
Now
it's
it's hard to answer the question
yeah,
though, right? Yeah.
you always wanna it's fun talking with friends, and they say that what's a group of guys in their 30s hanging out talking? That's a podcast.
Yeah.
So, you're already known for it. We're millennials.
Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to do. And no one wants to go to work. You want to be creative, kind of
Yeah.
like you. No, I would take any opportunity to be on a friend's podcast, talk about life a little bit, especially on your podcast. I'm just excited for you, really,
Yeah.
because you're the most outgoing guy I know, and probably the most confident with, like, if someone comes at you with like, oh, they don't like it, I don't think you're really gonna care.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And you're always been expressive.
Well, what I'm hoping actually, just to add to that, is that like, if they didn't like it, I'm hoping that we can still talk to each other and be like, okay, cool, you didn't like it, but us as people, we're still cool, right? And like,
Oh yeah,
and that's what I want, is that like, yeah, and I've said it on the other episode actually, I think, but it was bleeped out or whatever. But like, that I want so many opposing views on this. I actually have like one of my coworkers is going to come on here, and he's a black dude, and I said to him, I want to talk about like the tension between races and stuff like that. Like I want to like.
Do you feel like he has different views than you, or you just want to hear it from another?
I have no idea. Yeah, I want to hear it
viewpoint.
from. I want to hear it from a black. I want to hear it from like what's the word or whatever this phrase, the saying or whatever you know what I'm talking about? It's like hearing it from the something's mouth or whatever kind of thing.
Yeah,
I want to hear it from the black man's mouth, basically.
You're allowed to say that.
I'm allowed to say black man. Like, come on. I mean, that part will just be onto the. No, yeah, so it's gonna be cool.
Online, I feel like unless you want to do manual labor in 2023, it's 2024. Like, everyone's online. Like, maybe not a podcast. I mean, you could be, if you're a car salesman now, you pretty much have to, like, you could be the old school one, but like, everyone's like, if you want to give your business, your career, a little extra, you should probably have a social media presence, right? And I find that very hard. Most like, once you put it out there, it's out there forever. Everyone can judge it. It's easy to talk one-on-one with a friend. Maybe that's why I'm interested in the podcast a little bit too. I'm like, I can talk to someone one-on-one, and then not think about the rest. And maybe being on yours, I would, not worry about it as much. Be like, oh, it's Steven's podcast. I'll come on. I'm just talking to a friend here for a little bit.
Yeah.
Get out some ideas. Do you think if COVID never happened, would you even thought about something like this?
I think that, like, I don't know. Yeah, well, like that's the thing, because like COVID definitely got me. No, I was listening to podcasts before COVID. I was listening to Steven Crowder and stuff like that, and like, I think that it could have maybe.
And you know what?
Made it a little, maybe it might have not started now. I don't know. I have no idea.
Do you watch podcasts at work?
I listen to podcasts. Yeah, all the time. Yeah, because while I'm driving. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're driving.
Yeah.
Same, but
constantly, like I'm constantly listening to podcasts. I don't know. Yeah, like I'd like to think that it's funny because yeah, like I didn't like working before COVID. You know what I mean? Like
No.
I had a different mindset before COVID, that's for sure. And COVID definitely put me in yeah, and that's the thing, it's like it put me in a mindset where it's like it's almost okay to be sick or it's okay to like um or at least that like it's a lot easier to fake it almost kind of thing. I don't know. It's just like it just seems like that it's like I don't know, like COVID COVID, yeah, I wanted to stay I I think I always wanted to stay home.
Mhm.
COVID gave me a reason to stay home, and then once I was home, I didn't want to leave it.
Yeah.
And like and yeah, no, yeah, I think so because like I've always because my dad I know that's something I said all the time, like with my dad dying and stuff like that, like he was gone all the time. Like he was constantly gone and I saw him, maximum 30 days out of the year kind of thing, 30 to 40 days out of the year kind of thing, maybe. And it was
Mhm.
scattered throughout the year. And then, you see him, for maybe a week in the summer and then a week at Christmas or
He
whatever kind of
was
thing.
working on the ribs.
He was working yeah, like with whatever, yeah, like working constantly, right? If you need to bring it up, you can like,
I don't know. It might help. Sounds good.
um, and then, he was gone, before I turned 12, right? So like, uh, that's something that I've always said that I'm like I don't want to ever work I don't want to work myself to the ground. I see all these old timers and stuff like
Mm.
that are just barely moving and stuff like that. Um
And still no retirement.
yeah, and it's like for what? Like I mean maybe they didn't have like a creative bone and like they were, and I applaud the people like Josh Remillard, like where he can like um he just works, and he
The
just
career focus
yeah,
is unreal.
yeah, it's insane. I 100% wish that I could do that
Oh yeah.
because life would be so much easier.
Don't look back.
Yeah,
Just one focus.
you
For
only eat chicken and rice every day.
yeah.
you
He's
know,
the chicken and rice of career.
yeah. I mean, his body's insane,
Yeah,
but
he does good on that
I
too.
think um yeah, this is it's that's the cool thing too is that like the just learning about how to I haven't had a PC for probably 15 years.
Yeah.
Like and like I've been on a PC and I can use one, I can send an email or whatever. But like since high school, I hadn't really used one. And even in high school, I was just using it to like I never gamed on a PC or went super hardcore on one, right? So like
Do you feel like you have good PC knowledge? I don't.
I think that for the most part, if I can think it, the PC can do it.
Yeah.
If I think the PC is supposed to do it, generally it can do it.
You can figure out how to make it do it.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I've had to do. And so like that's the thing too is that like, you know, this um this stuff it's great for what it is, but it is it's startup prices, right? And it's not and so like uh the ability that I have with it, even with my PC, it's a Windows 10, it's not a Windows 11.
Mm.
And so everything for updating and stuff like that, especially for video and all that, wants to do it for like Windows 11 or stuff like that. So there's some things that like I can't do with it, and so then I'm having to like figure out how to use like just different like just different ways to share the audio and get it to my PC, and then like or get the video to my PC before I had like the camera and actually this camera it's not even mine. I'm borrowing it from a friend actually too. But
Mm.
the so we just like the memory card we ended up buying. Memory card is more storage on it than my Xbox does.
So it's over 500
Yeah,
megabytes?
yeah,
Oh,
it's crazy.
how
Yeah.
many?
512 or something like that.
Oh, you get
Yeah.
12
Yeah. 12 more.
Ooh.
No, but yeah, so just like learning how to do everything, and it's cool. It makes me feel like I'm actually, putting work into it and learning it. It's fun. Really
How
fun.
much audio stuff had you have to learn so far? Like sharp learning curve on that audio stuff or the programs used?
I would say so. I'm most of the videos that I'm doing, like it's the audio is fairly simple. I would say, as long as you can match it up, fairly well, kind of thing. Because basically the video editing software that I use is called CapCut, and you can
Yeah,
get it on your phone.
yeah,
Um, it's really simple, and it has a bunch of pre-recorded, like all that music that's on there and stuff like that. That's already put on CapCut, and it's free on there.
yeah.
And so you can just take it, and I can stretch it, and then you can go into it actually, and you can go, you can like fade into it, fade out of it, or like change the decimals on it, stuff like that. So, like the audio part, to me, again, it's just like if I can think that it can do it, for the most part, it can do it. And,
Yeah.
and so I guess that I haven't had a whole lot of trouble in that sense. The
Yeah.
most trouble I've had is like from from just having to do more work because uh it's not as simple as because like the softwares aren't matching with each other kind of thing because they can't be updated or whatever kind of thing because it's an older software or whatever.
Why can't you just do Windows 11 update?
Can
Isn't that
you?
a, yeah,
Can you just update your computer to Windows 11? I don't know that.
I thought you could.
I thought Windows 11 is like it's like that chip.
No,
I I
it's all
thought
software.
oh it's just software. Oh, so
Mhm.
I could just get Windows 11 then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. Oh,
I don't know how much it'll help you, but these programs are probably mad
yeah.
unless, well, Windows 11, it's not that old. They probably will do, they can support Windows 10 and Windows 11, but as
Yeah.
soon as they start dropping off support for Windows 10,
Yeah.
you're almost forced to. But it's all,
How much is software? Like how much do you remember what it was for your computer?
um, well, maybe that's what I'm forgetting. That mine came with Windows 10, but they said it was a free upgrade. But it seems like maybe if you did have to pay it, so maybe you don't, maybe you don't get free upgrade if you have 10, but it might only be $120.
That's not too bad. Yeah.
I mean, the price of a yearly Word and Excel.
Actually, I don't know if I should say this. Yeah, it's fine.
We can cut it later.
Yeah, I can get it. Well, I mean, like I can just like dub over it or whatever. You can, only for X. No, but with our school, yeah. I mean, whatever. My wife is a teacher for our kids. With our homeschooling, we get like free, like Microsoft 360.
Oh,
That's really
nice.
sweet.
Who are you with?
Our homeschooling
Yeah.
center for I don't know
Center for Learning.
center. Yeah, something like that.
Just generic. Um, what have you learned out of homeschooling yourself as a father?
Um,
What have you liked?
I've learned that like you don't really have to teach your kids, like in a sense, like you have to teach them the basics. You know what I
Mm,
mean? And like they have to practice and get better at them or whatever.
yeah.
But like you, you don't have to teach them about like it's cool to learn about history or whatever, but like you get to teach them what they want to learn. If
Yeah.
if they do a book report on a Lego adventure kind of thing, and it was like a cool story or whatever, and that book report was perfect or whatever. It's like to me, who cares if as long as you're getting the same thing done? You know what I mean? It's like we don't have to, and we can do Bible stories or we can do whatever kind of thing. We can teach our kids. Like you don't have to, and you don't have to go to school for 8 hours a day.
No.
You don't like that's just like I don't know.
They can be more creative.
They can. I found it'd be nicer if we were in a home, like
Mm,
in like a just like place with a backyard or something like that. But that, I don't know. I'm sure they go out a lot though. They do. I'm not home. I'm lazy. That's the thing. Like
mm.
on the weekends, I'm so tired. I'm just beat. You know what I mean? I just don't want to do much. But like, we have like City of Edmonton passes and like think they have. Yeah, we have like the passes for the Science Center and like the museum and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
they do that quite.
that's real history right there.
Yeah,
And you're a soccer dad.
yeah. Actually, it's funny, and I said this. I think I said this on my last one too. But like yeah, I did. Yeah, but my kid, it's just like his dad as well. Like it's just it's so
Yeah, I
funny.
heard that.
Like we're just like
Both yelling at him.
yeah. Like I feel so bad for him, honestly. But
He's a good kid though. He's a pretty happy kid.
yeah, I'd say so. I know I'm super hard on my kids, and
Are
like
you?
yeah, I am, and like it's hard. It's hard to just switch sometimes. It's hard to turn it off. But like sometimes my kids also like behind closed doors. It's like the families are always right, but like, and I'm not like beating my kids or whatever, but I'm just like I expect them to behave a certain way, and like
Yeah.
but it's funny, like I'll be like, you need to behave a certain way, and like not behaving a certain way, while I'm saying it, you know what I mean? And it's like, I need to be it's hard to like correct and teach at the same time.
Do you find yourself looking at other families and being like, dang, they got it all together. The kids, the career, they're doing it. The kids are so behaved. The kids are smart. Or have you or even with yourself, have you never
No.
been a person that's like, you realize not everyone has everything together? I had some people tell me that recently, and they're like, I used to think that everyone had it all together, their
Okay.
family had it all together, and it took them decades to realize not everyone has it all together. They're being held out, propped up by whatever. And they say that's getting worse with social media. Everyone,
Mhm.
shows how good it all is.
Mhm.
You know, we went on vacation and everyone loved it.
Mhm.
Oh well, or just they're always you're like, oh, they're always going out and doing stuff, but maybe that affects kids too, though, right? Everything's for the social media, right?
Mhm.
Everything has to be documented, but or that's a good thing. As we were talking about, everyone seems to have a social media presence for their career now too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Like I would say like I I never, thought that I don't know. I always thought that like because God looks at like everybody the same kind of thing,
mm,
that's how I'm supposed to look at everybody. And so I've never been like, other people, yeah, everybody. I don't think I've ever thought that, but I've definitely been like, I don't want people to see my family, like growing up and stuff like that.
at the worst,
Yeah, like growing up, probably, especially, like just
or
like
like your family
yeah,
when you were a
when I
kid.
was like a kid, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure, yeah. I was
you
like,
didn't
yeah,
want people to see your family.
no, no, yeah. But actually, like, it's with my kids though. I'm actually a lot more like I look at other kids and I'm like, I've seen other kids. My kids do not swear at me. My kids do not.
No,
Abram, he'll like they'll whine and say like, no, I don't want to do that or whatever kind of thing. And Abram is starting to get a little more like, like he'll look me dead in the eyes and kind of just like talk to me poorly, and like
I swear that kid's you though, man.
oh, he is. Oh boy.
I love it.
Oh, he is.
He's a great kid.
Yeah. No, but like my kids, they, like Jacob, he, um, he's playing video games, and I'm just like, okay, dude, I need you to get up and do the dishes like right now, kind of thing. If I said that to him, and I, he'd turn it off and he'd just do it. He might, but he'd do it,
Mm.
and like my kids do not, yeah, they want to be around us. They want to like they want to like Jacob, he's always like, Dad, do you have to work tomorrow? Like he wants to hang out with me, like
Mm.
like when kids when people are um like when people are like, "Oh, Dad, you're not cool," or whatever, like my kids are like, "Dad, you are so cool," like, like, and then I truly believe that they think that, I think they think I'm like one of the coolest people in the world, kind of thing, next to like all their favorite, YouTube stars or whatever kind of thing. But
Man, that's stressful to stay on top of that.
it is, yeah, because it's like, like I'm tired, and I get home and Abram's like, "Hey, Dad, let's wrestle." I'm like, "Dude, like I'm just like,
10 rounds.
yeah, basically." And it's like, yeah, and it's like he does this thing where he like watches the TV and wrestles me at the same time, kind of thing. So it's like, "Hey, come on, pay attention. Let's end this, man. Like, I need you to tap."
Can go all day.
Yeah. Oh
He don't tap.
no, and I mean, I would never make him. No, he'll just scream more than anything.
Mm. What? It's good you got two. Doesn't that burn off the energy a little bit?
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I'm trying to make them into gamers more than anything. I'm just trying to get them like I feel like I'm like sometimes like hurting them more than anything. Playing so much video games with them sometimes, but
You're gonna be the gamer dad instead of the hockey dad type thing,
yeah, I mean, yeah.
but in a nice way. Do you let them go hard? Chores are done, homework's done, go hard. If it's 6 hours, go for it. If it's two,
Yeah.
whatever, or you have time limits on it.
No, yeah, like, and I mean, Jay and I are a little different. She, I think the boys need to do a lot more chores, but
Mm.
I mean that's neither here nor there, I guess. But no, but like when I'm home, like, and it's just like, say, like, if it was like, yeah, if it was just me at home, yeah, it would be like, um we don't have a time limit on chores. Yeah, no, we don't have a
Mm.
time limit on chores.
Or on like screen time.
No, or
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, screen time. We don't have a time limit on screen time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, yeah. Actually, it's funny. We don't have a time limit on chores either, too, because we'll tell the boys, and it's not anymore as much, but I remember back in the day, like, you tell them to like clean their room, and it was like, it's like I believe in like natural consequences type of thing, so
Mm.
it's like you have to stay in your room until your room is done. If you don't clean your room for the next 5 hours, that's a pretty natural consequence, and you're gonna suffer in there, and you're gonna sit in there, and you're just, yeah, you can play with your little toys, but you're stuck in your room until it's done. And it's like, and so, like, to me, yeah, that's the natural consequence in a sense. But so yeah, we didn't have time limits
48
on.
hours later.
Yeah, exactly. I think honestly, there was one time there was like they didn't clean their room and brought them supper, and like,
Oh, that's good you fed them.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Give them water dish or whatever.
You get the bad dishes. Get the dog bowl.
I don't even know what to talk about, man.
I wanted to I was thinking about this the other day, and you know how it's all the jokes of the millennial that can never buy the house. Right? The boomers bought it for 6 raspberries and now it's $2 million, but the millennial aren't going to get a house.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about it, like, how many millennials do you know that have bought a house? I know like 2, I think. So, like, for me, it's like, maybe that's true. Maybe it is hard for a generation, or maybe it isn't hard for a generation. I guess that's where that thought's going. Because do we have it harder?
I would say, yeah, 100%. I would say, like,
Maybe not World War II generation harder, but like,
no, but like even
After
in
World
the
War
sense
II.
that we,
like the 70s sound like it was a pretty good time to
yeah,
be
yeah.
up and coming.
I
But you don't have the technology. So,
but do you think that technology has made life like what's the, like, you think that, like, yeah, you're just like how happy you are in life better? I think technology has honestly made it worse.
Yeah, maybe
I would
for
say
some people.
I would say that if you took if you took like overall happiness in, before technology or whatever, and then overall happiness now, I think overall happiness would be higher back then.
Because they talk about depression and suicide rates with kids and young adults that are always on social media. Is that kind of where your thought
Um,
process is from that?
I would say, okay, so yeah, I think that the media and, I'm gonna, the left side has really pushed this agenda that people are really hurt. And if you have a hurt feeling, that means that you are really hurt, and that you and it's affected
Like,
me.
don't let go of it.
Yeah, don't let go of it, and
Yeah.
make sure that everybody knows about it, or whatever kind of thing in that sense. And that's affected me 100%. Like I'm
Hmm.
100% like that too. Um
It's hard to let go of a grudge,
yeah.
whether it's to society or a person
Yeah.
or yeah,
Like that worry that you have, you should really worry about that. And you make,
yeah.
whatever it be, like, you know, and I think the media really pushed this, and or just not even the media, but like whoever did it pushed this, we have to live, um we have to live in fear, and we have to live in this, like I need the next best thing, and I need the next fix. I need this, I need that. And it's we got out of this, like, before with mental illness and stuff like that. It was like, okay, well, here's some steps that you can take that will help.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go outside. Let's go take a
Mm-hmm.
walk, get
Mm-hmm.
vitamin D, stuff like that. Like, let's do something constructive. Let's do, now it's like, okay, like, you're right. You should just sit there and, cry for days and stuff like that. That is so healthy for you. Just let it out. Just get your cry on, kind of thing.
Get deep into it,
And it's like,
suffer.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, sit there and suffer. Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah,
no, no, that's
yeah.
not, like, even in the Bible. It doesn't say like, um it doesn't say like, uh God made all the flowers, so beautiful, and the birds not have to worry about feeding. Um, but He made you with a mind, so you need to make sure that you're worrying about every single aspect. No,
Yeah.
it says that, like, He loves you more than those things, and, He's like, if He's taking care of those things, and He loves those things, and He loves you more than those things, then you're gonna be taken care of, kind of thing. And it's like, so don't worry. It's like, and so,
Yeah.
like, actually, and it's funny too, but I was thinking about it, and I think about it a lot, actually. um in the church, we're easy to talk about habitual sin, and different sins that potentially, if you're living in this life, do you think that you're really a Christian, or are you, yeah, like, can you call yourself really a Christian if you're not getting out of that habitual sin mindset, or whatever
Mm.
kind of thing, right? And
So you're stuck focusing on it.
yeah, and it could be
Yeah.
whatever, alcohol, whatever, porn, whatever kind of thing, right? Beating your wife. I have no idea. But, like, God said, don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sin to worry.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, someone who's stuck in depression, that's a habitual sin,
Mm.
in a sense.
That's tough.
Isn't that? Like, and so, to me, that's like, okay, well, like, why aren't we getting out? Like, we need to get out of that, and I think even churches
Yeah.
are going deeper into this, like, and that's the one thing I do like about the church that we're starting to go to, and that, like, um
Which one's that now?
okay, well, I don't want to, like, get too deep into it, because, like,
Yeah.
there was some people that left the church and stuff like that, but, like, we're going to the house church right now.
Mm.
It's cool. Like it just seems that like it does seem like you can just be who you are in a sense. I don't want to go to a church that keeps me where I am though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want a church that like and I know that like that's a lot to do with me as well. And that's where it's like, we it's I got to get out of this mindset where it's like, oh, the church is going to keep me where I am. It's like, no, I got to get me out of here where I am. You know what I mean? And that's where it's like stuff
Yeah,
like,
we always put the blame on something else. We're like, if it wasn't for that, I'd be so far ahead.
yeah,
Right. I'd be so far ahead in my walk or my career.
yeah,
It was these people hold me back.
yeah.
Never yourself not taking action.
It's funny because I don't know why I do it because I've always played devil's advocate or whatever kind of thing, and Jay hates it. But I also play devil's advocate for my thoughts and stuff like that. And so like I'm
Like you
like,
get a debate going type thing.
yeah, so I'm like
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this job is killing my body, whatever kind of thing. But then I'm like, well, if I just worked out or and put time into my body, then my body wouldn't be killing. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
and then it's like, I um I'm in this job because I'm just doing these jobs or whatever that are crap jobs, and it's like, well, if I would have put more time into school, and so like I'm very, shame is a big thing.
Oh no, I
Yeah,
hear what you're saying. So you're taking the side of instead of being like it's society's fault I'm in this job, it's my teacher's fault. You're taking accountability. But you're taking so much accountability, you're just beating yourself down
yeah,
there.
oh yeah,
You're like, no, there's no excuses for me.
yeah,
It's not my parents, it's not my upbringing, it's my silly choices.
yeah.
Which is good accountability,
But
but
then
that accountability breaks you
oh yeah, yeah,
hard.
and I feel stuck in it sometimes. I
Yeah.
feel like it's like even though I'm accountable, like it's like I'm like,
So it can be the little things too, like, oh, I should have ate healthier, or I should
yeah,
have,
exactly.
like, these were my chores today and I put them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I didn't want to like have a crappy shit that morning, you know what I mean? I shouldn't have ate all that chocolate the night before or whatever kind of thing, And
More
it's like,
fiber.
yeah. I'm just gonna stop and record start. Um, yeah. Do you actually? So one of the things with the elections and stuff like that. No, but like, and
Would
so
you take the blue pill to be happy in the Matrix? Whoa,
well,
okay.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
So
I've
the
smoked
red,
weed and stuff like that. Isn't that the same thing?
no,
No,
I don't think so.
no, because that's just adding to my suffering, I guess.
It could.
In the red pill area.
I mean, yeah. So where I'm going with that is, I think you could think of the red pill as you're going to realize what's going on, but life's going to be hard. So, like you're saying,
Yeah.
you think about, well, this is my fault. I'm going to take accountability.
Yeah.
Accountability can drive you to action. You could say, this is my fault. How, let's use it as a learning experience. I'm obviously not going to make those decisions again.
Mm-hmm.
But that's on accountability, and sometimes it's hard to get yourself out of, that beating yourself up type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But on the flip side of it is, you could be naive and blame everyone else, and then just think it's someone else's problem to make your life better.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be okay of a life because it's already planned for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
and that's an interesting decision. Do you want a life that's planned for you that's okay, or do you want to take the risk of ruining your own life or making your life even better?
I guess, yeah. I even look at that in a different aspect. I look at that like, say, free will, and it's so just like, not even red pill or blue pill or whatever, just like God given free will. And so like, there's many times where I've been like, God, I would love for you to just take control. I would love for you to just like not give me the free will. I
feel like that's what people hope out of the government sometimes, is someone take control of my life, so then I don't know what the motive would be. So I don't have to be accountable.
I think that if you don't
or
have a
maybe
God,
just make it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you don't have a God, and I think if you don't have like a higher power, who else would you look to other than the government
or yourself?
But that, for those people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That like, they just they want the government. And that's what I really feel like.
Do you think people are getting more violent?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of some.
Well,
It might be
people
their
are used
junior
to
high
people are
kids.
used to violence. Like violence is such like
Junior high kid, junior high girls stabbing each other.
yeah, in Edmonton.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. You know, and like you just but like I don't know. And that's where I'm like, maybe I'm ruining my kids, letting my kids play like, I don't let them play bad games, like super bad games, but I'll let them play like Fortnite or something like that, where they're shooting another person. But it's
I don't know. That comes up with, does video games cause violence?
yeah,
Guarantee it doesn't.
guaranteed it doesn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe video games themselves don't cause violence, but like the
I think bad homes create violence.
yeah, I guess.
Hopelessness creates violence. Kids that think there's nothing for them. Like you're saying, they get everyone focusing, going in that deep dark
Yeah,
hole
yeah,
of like focus on your shortcomings.
yeah,
Like, oh, you are not that good looking of a person. Well, focus on that
yeah,
and make money till you can afford plastic surgery.
yeah,
But some of the self help people, I guess, seem to be saying now, don't work on what you're bad at. That seemed to be, I guess we've heard that before. They're like, oh, work on what you're bad yet, so then you can be a better person. But these
Well,
self
yeah,
help
like
people seem to be saying,
you need to
don't,
get out there, put yourself out there more.
yeah.
Like
And I mean, maybe it's weird. It's weird advice, but it kind of makes sense. So a lot of them now seem to be saying, focus on what you're good at and double down on that.
mm,
Do you know Gary Vee? He was talking about that.
okay,
Yeah. He's always talking about, he's like, don't even, what's the point of working at what you're bad at? You're already bad at it.
yeah,
Focus on something you're even slightly good at
yeah,
and run with that.
yeah,
But I think he's talking more about businesses and
yeah.
ideas. Like if you are struggling with, if
See,
you want to be more outgoing,
yeah,
like I guess just go for it.
yeah. But that's where like that's where the media plays a bad role. Is that people, he has so many followers, right, or whatever kind of thing, and they see his life as a good thing, and so they're like, oh, he's like he means like every aspect in life, and it's like, like no, like maybe he needs to be a little more specific, like and like
Yeah, it's very generalized advice, right?
yeah, and I think that's like people need to, I don't know, that's where sometimes I am grateful for the way I was raised. I was raised pretty rough and tough, and it's just like, like who are you to make someone else's day bad kind of thing,
Mm.
and so I'm able to look at the side from the person who's also like, like whoa, like I didn't mean to offend you right there kind of thing, and it's like yeah, no, they didn't mean to offend you, and sometimes you need to be able to take it, sometimes you
Mm.
need to be able to take one and just like, you know as a Christian, we're just like, just turn the other cheek, right? And that's where I think that like turning the other cheek has kind of like gone away or whatever. And it's like, so well, you don't let them step on you, and
Mm.
it's like, yeah, I guess you don't let them step on you, but
But which way you're letting them step on you?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like you always have to have the last word, like the last zinger.
yeah. Like, do I? Yeah, does that mean just because I'm not letting them step on me, does
Like
that
that
mean
just seems to be like
I have
a
to be better
petty
than? Yeah,
game that if you want to play, sure, but it doesn't accomplish a lot.
hmm
If someone wants to take your whole life, well, don't let them
yeah,
step
no,
on you
oh man, and
or break in your house.
I dream about it.
Someone stepping on you. Hold me back.
Yeah.
A
You want to keep going, or you think
little
you're
longer.
okay? I'm gonna stop and go.
I know if you lean away from your mic even a little bit,
Me?
like I can
Yeah.
hear you, but it doesn't really sound like it's coming through.
Yeah, I have to really keep my mouth on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be nice to get like another mic like that too.
I think it would help because
Yeah.
I can be back here and you can still hear it coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, so that mic came with the board actually.
Uh-huh.
The whole getting mics was like total. It was a total like, well, getting a second mic because this board, um, there's like a couple different types of mics, dynamic and I want to say it's like compound or something like that, but I could be wrong. I know dynamic is one of them, but um, you need like so that mic it doesn't need power to it. Like it only needs like a low power to it, something that this can provide.
Mm.
But like most mics need like 45 watts to them.
Like that one?
No, this one as well. This one is a low power one as well. So this board, that was the one thing. So I ended up buying like a nicer mic for myself or whatever, and it looked like that, and I was gonna be on like a stand and everything, but it needed like power to it, and it just wasn't working. So then we ended up just going with. I just ended up buying this one or whatever that would work with it. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun though. It's cool. Like even just like when we first got it, well, like you can play music through it, right? And so like Abram, like he just like one of his most fun things is like he'll put the headphones on and he'll just like start rapping to like Lecrae and stuff like that all the time. And
Really?
yeah,
He can talk fast, so that.
yeah, he wants dreads so bad. So he's
Really?
like he's pretty mad that he cut his hair, and so like he's growing it out and he wants to grow it out big time. And so he just
When
like,
did he cut it?
probably like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago now.
Yeah, I remember that. It was really long.
It was
and then
so
went
long.
Short.
Yeah.
But you guys kept cutting it.
Yeah, because he wanted it shorter, and like, he just didn't like it getting longer. But he really wants like dreads or some sort of like braided hair type thing or whatever, right? And so
Yeah.
he's just like he kept on asking me, "Can you do it, Dad? Like just braid what's there?" And I'm like, "It's like that long." I'm like,
Stubble.
I'm like, I can't at all.
Sometimes it seems like they can braid the shortest hair.
Yeah, no, but their hair is still like at least that long. You know what I mean?
Fair.
You know what I mean? Even
Yeah.
if it comes down, if it shortens down to that, it started as like that kind of thing.
Dreads would be a lot for a kid, wouldn't it? Like they're interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd do dreads on
There's
them.
actually a lot of upkeep,
Yeah.
unless you really just want to let it go.
See, and that like I think I would do. Well, yeah, they would be like cornrow dread type things or whatever, and then
Yeah.
we'd have to get like a do rag, I guess, or whatever for him because like for him to sleep, like you have to like have like a cap or whatever for it.
Do you?
Yeah, like that's how you keep them like looking pristine and stuff like that.
Oh.
If like that's why when you see like like the guys with the dreads, like they have like the cap on or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they're going to bed, kind of thing, is to keep their dreads looking nice.
Oh, learn
Yeah.
something new. Good to know.
I think at least
Yeah,
that's what I've come to real. I'm pretty sure that's
that's
it
what
is.
Google told you.
Yeah.
There was a subject we were on. I wanted to keep talking on. I don't
Whoa.
remember what it was now.
like the government stuff.
Maybe there was just little bits in there. The government stuff.
Like,
Any
like the self defense.
self-defense is interesting. We seem to have a lot of homeless in Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make you want to move to small town again? It seems like small towns are having homeless problems too. Like my mom says there's problem up north in small town.
Like how like a lot? Because there's always been homeless people in small towns. Like
Yeah.
Like I remember all those native guys that always used to chill around like the gas station downtown Peace River kind of thing. Like they were homeless kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
Or I don't even know if they were homeless, but I would consider them homeless kind of thing.
I question who's actually homeless. Like, I'm not saying their life's good,
Yeah.
but I'm sure there's some sort of like drug house they're at a lot of the time, right?
Trap
It's
house.
like you get your money,
Mhm.
you go to the drug house, and that's also where you do the drugs.
Mhm.
That's where you pass out.
Yeah, that's
kind
where
of
you
thing.
ended up passing out. Yeah.
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 So, like, are the ones on the streets just not the ones that have money for the drug house type thing?
Mm.
But have you ever seen like homeless on homeless violence?
No, honestly, not really. No. Have
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. So, um, you know how all those encampments were showing up around town, right?
Yeah.
And South Edmonton here, they were popping up in the retail areas, like
Okay.
South Common, and they always have so much stuff there. They collect everything,
Yeah.
anything and everything. It seems like they just collect anything that's around. Maybe they're getting it from stores. Anything they find laying around, they collect everything, and then it seems like they sort through it and sell what they can.
Huh.
Actually, I've had a guy tell me this, right?
Like actual tangible items.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, they'll have all the shopping carts, the crates, to make shelters, extension cords. Of course, they go through dumpsters.
And do they sell it within their community of homeless people, kind of thing?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I think they just, if it's something of value they can use, maybe it has higher value to sell on buy and sell. They will. This one police officer one told me that a lot of druggies, they always think they can fix electronics. So they'll collect all the broken electronics, thinking that they'll fix them, but they never actually ever fix them. I guess when you're high, you think you're a tech guy. But in the one in South Common, I seen these other homeless looking people go to this guy's tent, punch him out, grab his stuff, and then leave.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, like, they seemed very mean to each other. Like I always wondered if there's kind of like some sort of code between the homeless people, because like anyone could go into their tents and take whatever they have, if they have anything.
Well, I'm sure I'm sure there's like a I mean, sure there's like sort of like a gang system even, like cuz like especially in the summer, in the winter not as much on like the crosswalks and stuff like that, like for panhandling and all that. But especially in the summer, like and like driving, I see a lot of it, like in certain areas of the city.
Yeah.
They'll have like a four-way stop, completely, and like all 8 lanes completely just, covered by certain people, and then they have people sitting on the sidelines, and then you'll come to them the next, a couple hours later, those people are sitting down, and the other people they've taken shifts, they have different signs for different days and stuff like that. Like, like you see them, and it's like they're literally like sifting through which sign do I want to use today. Yeah, I'm sure it's such a.
Do I use the God bless sign or the sympathy sign or like have a good day sign?
Or I wanna get drunk and high sign.
If it's Friday, that just might be the sign.
Yeah. Like Monday is like God bless you, hope you have a safe week kind of thing.
Yeah.
Friday's like I just want to get drunk.
Like, do you give money to homeless people?
Yeah.
If you see them standing there, like the guy at the red light, do you sometimes hand him money?
I mean, I never really have change.
Yeah.
Anyways.
No,
but
never.
If I ever have change, I'm like, I don't need my change.
I tried to buy a guy McDonald's one time.
Mm-hmm.
He was standing on the corner, and McDonald's was right there. I'm like, I'm about to go there and grab something to eat. Do you want something? He's like, yeah, sure. Or, I don't know, maybe I caught him in that parking lot of McDonald's. And then, so I buy him something. And then he's like, okay, I gotta go. Like he literally and grabbed it and ran
Mm.
because it was about to be a red light, and he's
Mm-hmm.
like, I gotta catch this red
Mm-hmm.
light
Mm-hmm.
because that's when people hand him change.
Mm-hmm.
And he just ran out there, threw the food in the bush, probably for later. He probably wanted for later,
Yeah.
but he obviously wasn't hungry at that moment.
Yeah. No, I don't think that they're super hungry all the time.
No, because if I was hungry, I would go straight to the point,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, can you give me 50 cents and then eventually I'll get up because
Yeah.
like I feel like if I was truly hungry and I asked someone for food, I feel like very few people would turn me down.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between like homeless because like you lost your home and you lost your job
Yeah.
um because of a tragedy or something like that or whatever, and difference between like homeless because you're a druggie kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't I feel
And they
like
want to be there.
yeah, like I feel like 90% of them, if not more, are doing drugs, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like you have to be.
Well, why else would you want to live that way?
Yeah.
Right? I have this one friend, um, I think he gives them a little more sympathy. He said he was very young 20s and things didn't go well with his longtime girlfriend.
Mm.
So she kicked him out, and it was in the middle of summer. So he
Mm.
literally set up a tent uh, in, the back trees and went to work
Mm.
at a restaurant. He was a server.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I would shower most days because I would go to the rec center and shower. And he literally did the tent living, like everyone's doing now. But it only lasted for a few months until he got enough money to go back to Ontario, so he could stay with family. And he's like, that's gonna be easier than trying to get an apartment here. But you really don't feel like 99% of the people that's not really the situation.
No.
Like you kind of feel like maybe they burnt a lot of them bridges.
Yeah.
They're like, well, you're on drugs and they want to be on drugs, so the only choice is to be homeless and on the streets because that gives you the most money for drugs, and that gives you you don't have to be accountable to anyone, right?
Yeah. No, and I think that's probably why I mean, yeah, I've always tried to like give them food or money. Like if I have change, take my change. I don't really care. I don't need my change.
No one really cares.
And like, but that's also because like, I feel like that just because of my shit, like I could be homeless so easily, so many times, you know what I mean, and like, so I maybe do have like that, bit of like a, I just don't think that I'm better than them, you know what I mean, like I'm just like I pray to God that I'm never in your situation, and like, I thank God that every day that I'm not in your situation, and so I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to, there's so many times where I've taken homeless people for, I've brought them, I've like dudes at church where they've come to church or whatever. And it's like, I brought them, took them home, given them clothes, let them have a shower.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm like,
you want to know you're really helping.
Yeah.
If you're helping, right?
Yeah.
You don't really feel like you're helping, handing someone 50 cents.
No. It's like, there's times where I've had to go buy new pants because like, I brought the guy home and he took my pants away with him, kind of thing. But that's also been
good saying he was the same size.
No, they were huge.
Oh,
they were huge.
He had to grow into them.
Yeah. He hadn't eaten for a while.
Oh no.
No, but it was actually like I had a coworker like that though. We were in a Tim Hortons drive-through, and he was in the truck in front of me, and I was behind, and I should have known that he was gonna do something, but like there was a homeless guy there, and I was like, hey, do you want a coffee, kind of thing. He's like, yeah, sure, kind of thing. I'll take a coffee. Not knowing that he just said yes to my coworker right in front of him, and my coworker bought him like a complete like meal and everything for the next couple of days. It seemed like he just like had him this huge bag of food. But I'm like looking for the guy when I get out of the drive-thru. I'm like, where is this guy? And I pull up beside my coworker's truck, and I'm like, roll down your window. Hey, have you seen that homeless guy? And he's like, yeah, he's in my back seat. and like my coworker's taking off his boots and like giving them to him and stuff like that. Like it was just
Oh
like,
wow.
oh yeah, it was just like. So I've been around a lot of that too, and it's like I've seen it, and it's cool. It's cool to see that, and like I've just had so much of that in my life. I feel like that it's just like I can't never not help someone.
No.
It's funny because I'll be, I've said, and Jay explained this to me. I was having a really bad pity moment or whatever, and I was just like, I'm tired of constantly, saying yes, I'll help someone or whatever, and just being there for people and feeling like no one's there for me or whatever kind of thing. I'm done with it. I'm not helping another person or something like that. And it was like we had like just pulled into our parking stall underneath in the parkade or whatever, and like I shut off the car and I opened the car door, and there was a guy struggling, with this like headboard unit walking down the parkade, and I'm like, I opened the door and I literally said, it was like, I'm never helping anyone again. It was like, shh. Oh, hey, sir, do you need any help? Like, like, and I didn't even realize that I did that, and it was just like, it just happened, and it was just,
That's in you to do it.
yeah.
What made you get to that point though? What was it that was like, I'm never helping again?
I don't even remember. Like, it's just, I think that like, it's probably work. A lot of the time I think it's, my body is killing me, man. My body is like,
From work.
yeah, from work, and like,
Yeah.
and it's so it's like I know that if I worked out or whatever, there's a lot of things that I could do that would help, obviously, but like it does seem like sometimes like other people can just like go through it, and like their body's not killing them, and they're not working out, like they're not doing
Yeah.
anything extra. Like why do I have to do that, And so like I get into this like just this like bad mindset, this pity mindset of just like screw the world, screw everything, and I just like like
I feel that. I feel for myself it's not even like, to achieve, fitness goals or to have the perfect body. I just it seems like if I start eating a certain way, eating a lot of garbage, my body just shuts down,
mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm.
It aches, it hurts, I get sick, the indigestion. Maybe this happens to more people than I realize, but some people just seems like, of course there's side effects. Maybe
Yeah.
they gain some weight, but it doesn't really seem like it slows them down any, right? And part of that is people make jokes about it. They're
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, you're better take your Tums, Josh."
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, obviously, if people are making jokes about how bad my stomach is and how I have to take antacids, obviously it's different than the average person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, eating like that will catch up to them eventually. Me, it catches up to me in 2 days. They get to do it for 2 decades type thing.
Yeah.
It's what it feels like.
Yeah.
So, you get hard on yourself for not sticking with it because you're like, I know how badly this is gonna affect me.
Yeah.
Do you find some of your coworkers just bounce back up? It doesn't really hurt them the same way.
Yeah, like I just like I do it. And I talk to some of them, and I say, and they'll be like, oh yeah, for sure, and it's like, and they'll say that, they'll say everything's okay, like yeah, I understand what you're saying, or oh, it hurts when this happens, or whatever kind of thing. But it doesn't seem like it. It does seem like sometimes, and these are all fairly new things for me, like where like I've always hurt, but like it does seem like it's a fairly new thing for me where I'm just like it's hard for me to look at the greener pastures. You know what I mean? Like I always
Mm.
used to be a very like, I remember one time I said to you, like you were saying to me one time, um, I forget exactly what it was, but it was just like you were basically, you know, you said something to me and then I responded to you and then I said to you and then I said and I remember responding to you and saying, I feel like sometimes I'm always like like I say things that like it's on you and you need to get it, you need to just, get over it and, just, I feel like I always say like the thing that isn't always the nicest or something like that. And you said
Mm.
and I remember you saying to me, you're like, well, sometimes it's the thing that needs to be said kind of thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's how I used to live. It used to
Mm.
just be like, just literally turn the other cheek and get going, and get over it kind of thing. And nothing really fazed me in a sense, like I would stuff would bug me, but in general life, it was like life, this is on me, and it's like, and I'm not going to complain about it. You know what I mean? I'm just going to roll with it and go with it kind of thing. But now it's like, I don't know, maybe I've kept on living that way, but now I'm starting to like complain about it a bit. I don't know. It's just like,
Yeah. As I get older, I've thought about that more. I'm like, maybe I do want friends that are like, get it together, man.
yeah.
Right? Because, there's those people you have fun with, but I've started to wonder, I'm like, would this person, like, we probably know what we need to fix and
Mhm.
change in our lives,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm like, sometimes you wonder, I'm like, would this person tell me you should work on this?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or like, and sometimes you don't want to hear it. Sometimes people are just being mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you're like, if I really needed to be told something, would they tell me it? You would probably tell me it.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that like, yeah, I think so. It's hard now too though because you're married, you know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
like you got your own, we're not just like bros anymore, you know what I mean? It's not
Mhm.
like we're not like roommates or anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like that, you know what I mean? So it's like it's kind of one of those things where yeah, it it's hard to like butt into other people's lives, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean like I don't think you're doing anything. But
No, yeah. Maybe if I asked, you'd be like, well, think
yeah.
about it. But yeah.
Well, nice long pause before the end of it. No, I appreciate you coming on here.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be cool. I think that um one of my and like I'll say it a million times. One of my big things with this podcast is that I want to show how people can have conversations with each other and
Mhm.
just like um it's easy for us as friends or whatever, but uh I just want to show that like you can have a conversation with someone. You might disagree with them because I know there's going to be things I don't know what we're going to disagrey on
There
necessarily.
was something I wanted to disagree with you on just for the sake of the
Yeah, exactly,
conversation.
for sure.
And I think the camera shut down.
Oh,
And we
really?
lost it. And I
Oh.
think that's what I was talking
Oh.
about when I'm like, there was something I want to come back on.
Oh man.
No clue.
Oh, well, I'm excited for that next time.
And next time.
Yeah.
It was probably some political. And I'm like, I'm just going to play devil's advocate, like you were saying, just
Yeah.
for the sake of conversation. But I don't remember.
No,
We
yeah.
moved on.
No, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, either way, I'm excited.
Me too. This will be good for you.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you, like, just like it's cool to know that like my friends have my back. But yeah, thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
And this has been another episode of the Stevie B Show. Not brought to you by anyone yet, but if anyone wants to, hit me up in the DMs, yo. Peace.